was that the Emancipation Proclamation did.
SpectrumTv, broadening your horizon. Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 12. I'm Akaite Afia, coming to you live from the beautiful hills of Ibiaku, Uren. Let's take a look at the headlines. Nigeria ranks 146 out of 166 on index ranking of volatile nations. Customs tightens Nigeria-Benin Republic borders to check rice smuggling. Plus, international travelers reunite with loved ones as United States reopens its borders. We have the details on these stories and more in just a moment. First up on our news today is the report that Nigeria is ranked 146 out of 166 crisis-stricken nations, grading on kidnapping, banditry, and other forms of criminalities among volatile nations of the world. This was contained in a statement made by Borno State Governor Babangana Zulum during the first National Executive Committee meeting and National Security Summit with the theme National Interest Amidst Security, the Role of the Media, organized by the National Association of Women Journalists. Represented at the summit by the State Commissioner for Women Affairs, Zuwaira Gambo, Zulum hailed the Nigeria media for practitioners for displaying courage in conflict reportage and stated that the summit was timely, considering the rising spate of insecurity in the country. Moving away from that, Nigerian Customs Service says it has tightened security at the nation's borders with the deployment of more of its officers, particularly between the borders of Nigeria and Republic of Benin. According to the Deputy Public Affairs Officer of the service, Timi Bomodi, the move came imperative and was aimed at curtailing the activities of rice smugglers. Bomodi added that the service was always proactive in checking the activities of smugglers, especially towards the end of the year, when rice smuggling is expected to be on the increase, and assured that more officers will be deployed to check smuggling activities along the nation's borders. And on security, a Nigerian Air Force officer, Sergeant Torsabo Solomon, has been arrested over the alleged connection with a recent attack on the Nigeria Defense Academy, Kaduna, that resulted in the killing of 2 officers and the abduction of 1. Before his arrest yesterday, the accused was attached to the Air Force Comprehensive School, Yola, in Adamawa State. According to the report, Sergeant Torsabo Solomon was arrested on the order of base commander as requested by the Nigeria Defense Academy commander. And on to the Anambra election, the Independent National Electoral Commission has adjusted voting hours for today's Anambra State governorship election due to security reasons. The electoral body announced that voting for the supplementary election scheduled for today had begun at 10 a.m. and will end by 4 p.m. INEC therefore appealed to political parties, voters, and other relevant stakeholders to conduct themselves in an orderly manner for the peaceful conduct of the poll. Still on Anambra State's elections, the total results of the governorship election in the state is yet to be announced by INEC. According to a report, the overall results will be made known and the winner will be declared after the conclusion of the supplementary election in Hiala local government area of the state today. The Nigerian Communications Commission, or NCC, says it is targeting revenue of 632.39 billion naira for the 2022 fiscal year. Executive Vice Chairman of the Commission, Professor Umar Danbata, stated this during a budget defense before the National Assembly Joint Committee on Communications in Abuja. According to him, the 639.239 billion naira targeted revenue will comprise expected proceeds from 5G spectrum auction. And in a related development, the Nigerian Communications Commission has reassured Nigerians on the safety of the 5G network. Executive Vice Chairman of the Commission, Danbata, told the Senate committee led by Senator Oluremi Tinubu that nothing hazardous will happen from the network, and stressed that the 5G spectrum network was good for the economy and the nation's social transformation. Danbata stressed that the proposed deployment of the 5th generation network in the telecommunications sector would have no effect on their safety and health. In a separate development, Nigeria Governors Forum has accused the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, of working against the public's interest by insisting on payment of $418 million to private contractors from the account of state governments. The Governors Forum, in a statement signed by its spokesperson, Abdul Razak Bello Barkindo, said the AGF's actions raise questions of property and the spirit of justice. The consultants are claiming a percentage of Paris Club refunds as payment of services they said they rendered to the states and local governments. The federal government had determined to pay them from state accounts, but a federal high court last Friday restrained it from making the deductions until all issues relating to the matter were fully determined. From the downstream sector, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, or NNPC, has cautioned Nigerians against panic buying of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol. The Petroleum Corporation assured Nigerians that it had stocked up more than 1.7 billion liters of the product and advised motorists and others not to engage in panic buying, adding that it was not aware of the plans by the government to increase the pump price of the product. Back home, motorists in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, have appealed to the state government to fix the deplorable state of the road in some parts of Edek Akpan Avenue, popularly known as 4 lanes. Speaking with Spectrum TV, the motorists lamented the deplorable state of the road.
And commuters along Edek Akpan service lane in Uyo have been faced with difficulties in using the road.
It has been long. It's more than 2 months now. It's more than 2 months. When the Akrima, the road maintenance came, they even cut it and dig it out. So we expected them to come and fill it back, but they did not do it. So the thing just remained like this up till that time.
It has affected our business too bad because we repair our agege nearly every day in terms of this raining season. So we need government to help us.
In order to reduce the cost of repairs and maintenance of vehicles that ply the road, the motorists called on the state government to fix the deplorable areas for a smooth ride.
So we now ask the government to come to our rescue so that we'll be able to enjoy the benefit of the ticket and the tax we are paying for the government.
From Spectrum Television, I am Hansen Uko reporting.
Also in Akwa Ibom, landlords in the 2 local government area of Akwa Ibom State have decried the relocation of tenants due to constant flooding that has rendered their environment and road impassable. According to a statement by the chairman of Uyo Oku community, Okon Iyang, tenants were packaging out the area on a daily basis due to the incessant flood situation, adding that shop owners suffer great losses, especially at night. Some of the affected communities, which are close to the state capital, include Nelson Mandela, Ikoridoro, Ebong Esen, and Udoetet, among others. In Africa, thousands of people living near the DRC Congo's eastern border with Uganda have reportedly fled their homes after unidentified assailants attacked army positions overnight. Civilian and military sources say the assailants launched the attacks with heavy and small arms fire, going off into the early hours, prompting locals to flee. Local officials and the Red Cross in the Kisoro region bordering Uganda said roughly 5,000 people had poured across the border and that the area was overwhelmed. Still to come on the news. Awoni ahead of Messi and Ronaldo in the Golden Shoe Award. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching Spectrum News. Importers of liquefied petroleum gas, or LPG, popularly called cooking gas, have reportedly stopped importing the commodity, as the cost of the product has increased by 240% for 12.5 kg, jumping from 3,000 naira to 10,200 naira between January and October. Speaking with newsmen, the Executive Secretary, Nigerian Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers, Basi Essien, said that the reintroduction of the customs duty and value-added tax on imported LPG were the basic reasons for the halt in its imports by importers. Reports say about 65% of LPG is imported into Nigeria, while domestic production accounts for 35%. Hence, the halt in imports could further shoot up cooking gas prices if the situation is not addressed. And on health, nearly 94,000 suspected cases of cholera have been recorded in Nigeria between January and October 2021. Data compiled by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, or NCDC, shows that suspected infections have been recorded in 32 states and the Federal Capital Territory since the beginning of the year. At least 3,393 deaths have been recorded, representing a 3.5% case fatality ratio. This year's outbreak is the worst in over a decade, according to the Doctors Without Borders, an international humanitarian medical non-governmental organization. In the meantime, Nigeria has administered 5.7 million COVID-19 vaccines and is targeting 70% of the population in 2022. According to the Director, Planning, Research and Statistics, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Abdullahi Garba, the agency has vaccinated 5,770,899 eligible people with the first dose of the COVID-19 vaccination, while 3,146,885 people have taken the second dose. He noted that there were over 8 million doses of vaccines in the country at the moment, but the country is still expecting more doses. And on to the foreign scene. Following the lift on the ban of international travelers and the reopening of the United States borders, international travelers have reunited with families and loved ones. Vaccinated international travelers were reportedly welcomed back to the United States after nearly 20 months of being shut out of the country due to pandemic travel restrictions. The travel ban was imposed by former U.S. President Donald Trump and sustained by current President Joe Biden. In the world of sports, Super Eagles striker Taiwo Awoniyi is ahead of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo in the race for the 2021 Golden Shoe Award. And still in sports, Olympic medalist Oscar Pistorius is being considered for parole after serving half of his prison sentence for killing his model girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. Pistorius, a world-famous double amputee athlete who competed at the 2012 Olympics, has been eligible for parole since July after he was convicted of murder for shooting multiple times through a toilet door in his home on Valentine's Day 2013. The legal team for both parties yesterday told journalists that a parole hearing for Pistorius was scheduled for last month, but was canceled partly because a meeting between Pistorius and Steenkamp's parents, Barry and June, had not been arranged. Meanwhile, a date for the next hearing is yet to be set. And on our entertainment news, Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri in the Marvel film Black Panther, is recovering from an injury sustained on set. Marvel Studios is reportedly shutting down production of an anticipated Black Panther sequel, Wakanda Forever, from November 20th and resuming in 2022, to give the lead star actor time to recover from her injury. The British actress, who stars as King T'Challa's tech-savvy sister, Shuri, got injured back in August while performing a stunt in an on-location shoot in Boston, and has since returned to London, where she is said to be recovering. Well, that's all for the news at this time. Be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, SpectrumTv.ng. You've been watching Spectrum News at 12. I'm Akaite Afia. Enjoy the rest of your day.